Hi guys, today we're going to talk about our begging trick. So sitting up on their back end and doing a sit pretty or a beg behavior. I have Diggy here. He does this behavior pretty much all the time. Just on his own. He doesn't seem to need any prompting to do a beg or a sit pretty. So I'm going to use him to show you how this works and what that finished behavior looks like. Yes, which he's going to show us right there. And then using some movie magic, I'm going to bring cut to Ludo and show you what it looks like more realistically with a dog who is not used to that kind of behavior. Diggy is good at this because he has sort of a big trunk that he's able to sit back on, so he can get his balance very easily. So this exercise involves a lot of balance for our dogs as well as a lot of core strength. So when we're doing this, we don't want to overdo it in our training sessions. We want to make sure that we keep them relatively short so that we're not causing any discomfort and sore muscles or anything like that. So what we'll do is we'll have our dog in a sit and then we're going to lure them with a treat to come up on their back end and sit up for us. Now again, he's used to this because he can balance pretty well, and I always say he has the best abs in the house. But your dog might struggle a lot more. So again, we're going to bring him up by luring. I got him up and then I waited for him to settle on his butt. So that was giving him the ability to do that balancing act and get comfortable before I clicked and treated him. So let's beg. That one's a little awkward. Let's beg. So he has added the arm motions all on his own. I'll have to get back to you if I figure out how to do that in a training situation. But for him, he's added that little arm movement all by himself. Beg. Good boy. So now our signal for that is going to be this little fist bump. But again, you're going to lure them up. And what I'd like to do preferably is wait for them to get balanced on that trunk. That didn't work so well. He was paying a lot more attention to the lure, probably because he already knows how to do this. Sit. Beg. Good job. So that's the finished behavior with Digby, something that he enjoys doing very much, as he will show you. I'm going to cut to doing this with Ludo, which is going to be a little bit more difficult, but also more realistic, especially for a dog that isn't as good at balancing or doesn't have a nice wide butt that they can balance on. Okay, so now we're going to work with Ludo, who is not as good at this behavior. So again, we're going to be luring him up. And I might click him if he even just gets halfway or say yes. All right, let's go up. Good boy. As you can see, he wasn't totally comfortable on his back end, which is why he moved. Okay, this is normal. Don't force your dog to get into a position that makes them uncomfortable. Continue to practice until they are. All right, let's go up. Come here. Sit. So I'm going to try to hold the lure in a little closer to keep him down. Good boy. There we go. Nice job. So I'm putting this lure in very close. Good. Oh, yeah, not totally comfortable. Putting this lure in close. Good. Much better. To get him comfortable with that. All right, let's go up. Good. So now when he sees my hand coming over top, he knows that this is the behavior I want him to do. Yes! So hopefully I can use the same cue hand signal for Ludo as I did with Diggy. Let's beg. Good boy. He had some more trunk stability there, so he was a little bit more comfortable. Beg. Oh, I didn't love that. Oh well. Come here. Sit. Let's beg. So the key here for him is keeping that lure in close, not going too far, or you will get them up on their hind legs. Good. So he's hopping up, I would say doing a little hop there, but he's not totally comfortable on his back end. So we want to try to continue to work with him. All right, let's go up. Good. Now he's a little bit more stable. Good job. Let's go up. Little crumbs. Up. Come here. Sit. Let's go up. Good boy. All right, let's beg. Good boy. Oh, not totally comfortable. I know. That one's yours. As you can see, this is a process, especially if your dog, again, is not like Digby and does not have as much stability on their trunk. Okay? Good boy. Let's beg. Good boy. Beg. All right. Let's see if we can get him to do this behavior without a food lure. All right, let's beg. Not quite. Sit. Let's beg. Good boy. Look at that. And he even held it extra long. Beg. Oh, that was good. It was hard. Beg. No, there's nothing in there. See? Come here. Sit. Beg. Beg. Come on. We'll go back to a food lure a couple times just so he doesn't get frustrated. Beg. Come here. Ludo is very paw-centric, but I don't want the paw in this behavior. So I'm not going to reward those. Good. All right, let's beg. So this is a balancing act between having the lure close enough that he is going to go up on his back, but having it far enough away that he will also try to settle in to that back end behavior. So it's a little bit of a balancing act here to get him to get stable on that trunk. Beg. Oh, too much. Come here, sit. Beg. Reward that little one. Beg. Beg. Come here. See, if I hold it too far away, then he wants to come all the way up. Beg. All right, beg. Good boy. When I can remove the treat lure, he tends to have a little bit more duration on his behavior. So you want to think about that as well. As long as I have the treat lure, it's going to be a little bit he's going to be trying to get it. But once I can remove it, he will have a little bit more duration. Beg. Beg. Come here. Just a hand touch to get him resituated. Yeah, we're going to use some more treats here. Okay, so let's see if Ludo is ready to do this with just a hand signal. Beg. Oh, needed a little support. Beg. 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 See if we can get you just a little bit more on your trunk. Beg. Beg. All right, so that is how you're going to practice with your dog. We're going to stop here with Ludo because it is a physically taxing behavior to do with them, and I don't want to push him too far. But at least you have seen some of the process for a dog who has not done something like this before. He never has. So you can see what that's going to look like. It's not quite as fluid and as easy as Diggy makes it seem. So remember to practice in slow spurts. We don't want to be practicing for a very long time and potentially causing any sort of injury to them. You also want to make sure you're practicing on a non-slippery surface. So that's very important because we don't want them to slip or lose their footing. So make sure that you're practicing on carpet or something that is has some tread to it, not on a slippery floor. So that's the process that you are going to work on with your dog. You'll get them in a sit first. Come here. Show them one more. Sit. Then we're going to lure them up into that begging position. We're going to work to remove the food lure. Good. And lastly, we want to work on some duration, which is going to take a little bit of time for Ludo. Beg. 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 Yes, you did it right all 3 times. I know. So as always, I'd love to see your videos in the comments, or if you have questions, please let me know. Also, if you have an idea for another trick that you would like to see, please also let me know in the comments. This will be the beginning stages of working on a dance with your dog, so getting some of that core work done with a sit-up will help us when we actually want them to stand up and do a little bit of a dance. So if you want to work on a dance later, then you want to make sure that you're starting with work on this sit pretty behavior. All right, thanks guys.